Guess who's back? Back again. Kendrick's back. Tell a friend. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. It's me, Kendrick Peterson, here with another review. This time, not focusing on pencils, but rather pens. Today we're going to be focusing on the 4 modern types of pens. Yes, only 4 modern types. So sit down and get ready for this excellent 10-minute review. We're going to start off with the signature ballpoint pens. Now, many of you might not know exactly what a ballpoint pen is, and I'm going to go through the disadvantages and advantages of ballpoint pens. Ballpoint pens are the most common form of pens. They're very common. Example, we have this Ball State ballpoint pen. It's got a little clicker on the end. We also have another one. It's got a cap. They come in different colors, red, and this one, which turns. I actually made this in my when I was 2 years of age. The good thing about ballpoint pens is they're very common and they're very cheap. And they're also very reliable. We're going to do a little test here, and it's not smooth necessarily. It's kind of rough and grainy, but no smear. I'm doing the smear test. There's no smear. It dries instantaneously, and that honestly, that's the reason that you're going to go with the ballpoint pen. Is it's instantaneous drying, and it's very smooth, and overall cheap, effective, reliable. Next, we're going to be focusing on rollerball pens. Rollerball pens are quite similar to these other pens, except they're a bit different in terms that they write extremely smooth. I feel like I'm in control. They're very, very smooth. Now, the issue with rollerball pens is that they're a bit more on the expensive end, about $1 to $2 in price range, compared to the ballpoint pens, which were the cheapest I found were about 10 cents, ranging up to about 80 cents. Now, the issue with the rollerballs is when I go and then I do the smear test. Oh boy, it takes a while to dry, and it smears. So if you were to, I don't know, be taking notes during like your calculus test, your calculus class, and you're writing, and you happen to move your hand across the paper, all hell breaks loose, because it's a mess. Cameraman, look at it, it's smeared, and nobody likes a smeared thing, and especially if you're writing notes. So here's what I'm gonna recommend for you. These rollerballs, I recommend you use them to do projects, maybe, because they're very smooth and nice. But don't use these to write notes. Go with the good old ballpoint pens. They'll work just fine. The third modern type of pen we're going to be discussing today is called the flare pen. Flare pens are variations of felt tip pens. We're going to be focusing on the flare because they come in a variety of different colors. We got red and blue with us here today, which is a bit controversial color choice, but we're going to go with them. Flares are great for writing in colors, and they're very similar to the rollerball. I'm going to do a quick smear test. And surprisingly, this marker-like pen, because these pens are almost like a marker, does very well on the smear test. It falls somewhere in between the rollerball and the ballpoint. No smear and a lot of smear. These are great for making projects, taking notes. Now, I guess the only issue is these are marker-like, so you're kind of bordering on the line of what's considered a pen and what's not considered a pen. But as a pen and pencil expert, I recently just got my PhD in pen studies. Thank you very much. These are good, but thank you. But overall, they're a bit on the more expensive end. They're about $1 to $2 per, so a bit more expensive than let's say the ballpoint or the rollerball, and the various kinds here. So I recommend these for projects, but don't bring them to school. Lastly, ladies and gentlemen, we have the final type of pen. We have the fountain pen with us. The fountain pen is simply stunning. It's almost like a quill, something that Billy Shakespeare would write with. I never knew William Shakespeare, but I feel like he would write with a fountain pen. They're stunning. I'm going to go ahead and write with it. Oh, my Lord. It's like God gave me a pen and blessed it because it writes so smoothly. It's beautiful. Now we're going to do a smear test. I'm sorry, let me just... Now, the fountain pen, while it is stunning and beautiful and it writes like an angel, the smear test is the worst I've ever seen. This is pure ink coming out of here, and it relies solely on gravity to dispense the ink, and it comes and it smears almost instantaneously. I don't know how long this would take to dry. I'm going to say this pen takes about 10 seconds to dry, which is way too long for a pen. Despite the smear, it is beautiful, but another factor we need to focus on is the price. This pen right here was $4.30. One pen was $4.30. And ladies and gentlemen, I have one at my house. I didn't bring it with me here today. That's $305. These are exquisite pens used by some of some of the greatest calligraphers of our generation. These pens are simply stunning, but they're also expensive. $4 up to anywhere to $300, and it's absolutely absurd. So, fountain pen. Home use, never for school. I honestly, I don't even know if you need one for the house. You can probably just use a rollerball. A perfect circle. In conclusion, I recommend that everybody goes ahead and buys a ballpoint pen for note-taking, as it's cheap and it doesn't smear. If you want to do a project, I recommend Flair pen or a rollerball pen. They're a bit more on the expensive end, but you're definitely paying for what you're getting. And finally, fountain pen. I'm a bit, I don't know where to stand on fountain pens. They're both beautiful, but also terrible smears and extremely expensive. If you happen to have the money and the time devotion to let this thing dry, get the fountain pen. It's a great pen. Thank you for watching.